Hey everyone, it's Caden. This is the second time I'm doing this video today because I was gonna edit some things out and I didn't realize my computer no longer had iMovie ever since it's been fixed. Oops. And I wasn't gonna pay $15. That wasn't happening because I only needed to edit like one thing. Anyways, I digress. So this week we're talking about living situations. Before I get into that, though, the two things that I said in the other video, I meant to say this again. If anyone knows anything about Macs and why they don't start properly, if they've been broken before, just comment. That would be great. Second thing, it's actually queer related this time. I got the most amazing opportunity last night to intern at the Harvey Milk Foundation. They were hosting an event in the museum in DC last night, which was my first time to DC, and it was beautiful, and I'm going to go back. It's going to be great. But they had an event for the ambassadors of the United States that are openly queer, which was really cool. And I got to meet a lot of famous, very important people and listen to them speak about our issues and like what it's like to be queer and being an ambassador. It was really cool. It was on MSNBC last night. It's probably recorded, so if you want to check it out on the website, go ahead. All right. Down to business. Living situations. Alright, so I have two living situations currently because I am a college student. Fun duality. Alright, so I have my first living situation is at home with my mother in Connecticut, which is interesting, and I'll get into that. Second living situation is here between these four walls in this house in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to talk about my first living situation, and then I'll talk about the second one. Yeah. Okay, so living with my mom at home. That has gotten a lot better. My mom is a lot more supportive, which is good. However, at home, I'm not very out. I've tried to come out, but the only people that really know about me are my high school friends. I don't really talk to a lot of them anymore because we have some differences and other complications, but I digress. Anyways, so it's kind of hard living at home because I get misgendered all the time and get called the wrong name, and it just sucks. So I kind of just don't like being at home. That and like I'm in this weird stage where like I know I'm an adult, but I don't feel like an adult, but I expect to be treated like an adult. It's weird. I'm reading about it in this book for my social class, and um, basically what happens is that like once you get to a certain age and you're still living with your parents, you and your parents need to like revise your relationship standards, like kind of just be like, this is what I expect of you, and then kind of just your parents being a little bit more lenient about what you're doing. That hasn't really happened yet, but it's a conversation I'll have with my mother at some point. Hopefully I will be able to start tea, so that'll help me pass a little bit more. I don't really know, but I'm not out to anyone at my complex because I live in, I don't know what to call it, but like I live in like a four-family house, but like my mom and I have our own like flat with our own keys, so it's not like a shared space, but it kind of is. Like it's weird, but like I think you understand what I mean. All right, and then the other thing, my other living situation is this one right here. So one thing that Gettysburg is really good about is gender neutral housing. It has been implemented ever since I've been here, and by ever since I've been here, I meant before I got here. Um, but it was my year when we came here in the fall of 2012, which was so long ago. That was the first year it was offered to first years, and people are still using it, and actually more people want to use gender neutral housing, which is cool. The house that I live in is specifically like queer related. It is about creating safe spaces, and we have all three bathrooms in our house are gender neutral bathrooms. There are a bunch of gender neutral rooms and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much like the good experiences I've had here, and I'm very fortunate because I know that there are some trans guys that go to college and are just like, oh, great, I have to live with a female who doesn't understand me at all, and it's gonna be awkward. So that's what happened to me my freshman year. I didn't sign up for gender neutral housing because I didn't want to explain it to my mom because I was just terrified. So whatever. And I lived with this person that identified as female, and we actually got along pretty well. She was very accepting of me, which was cool. The only thing that really differed on was sleeping schedules, but honestly, that's just gonna happen. We're just like two different types of people. Um, but honestly, a thing that I would suggest is that if you don't like the living situation you're currently in and you are currently attending a university or a college, talk to your RA or someone about switching rooms because you need to get out of that bad situation if you need it. Luckily, another thing that I'm very fortunate to have here is not gender neutral housing, but a safe room, which is basically, it's a room in this house actually that's designed to have someone move in temporarily until they can figure out either a new living situation or have someone mediate if they are feeling currently uncomfortable in their living situation. Um, but yeah, like, that was also really cool too because I had to use that freshman year, and that's how I found out about all these cool safe space stuff. And it's been great. But yeah, no, I mean, living here has been good. It's been really good for me. Although stressful at times, but any living situation is going to be stressful, let's be honest. Um, but yeah, so if anyone has anything about, has any questions about getting involved on your campus and trying to figure out how you can get more inclusive spacing at your school, feel free to write a comment or write me an ask on Tumblr. It doesn't matter. I'll put my Tumblr in the description. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, my living situations are both pretty good. If anyone wants any advice or anything, like I said, Tumblr, comment. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.